If you can nail your frequency and nail the simple framework, the only thing that's going to happen from that is you are going to be more magnetic to your recruits. You are going to be more magnetic to buyers and sellers, and you will continually elevate your authority score and your credibility in the marketplace. You know what that does? Increases profits. It's John Cheplak coming to you at 5:19 a.m. in the parking lot of Las Vegas Athletic Club in obviously Las Vegas before we start day 2 of the Marketing Playbook Mastermind. I'm going to share with you 2 simple teaching lessons that, and I always share the results. I don't need people to think I'm great. The only greatness I need is the life that I live around me. But I think it's really important. You get a lot of advice from people, and does that advice come from someone that's got results, or they just went to a good class or read a good book? I don't know. It helped us close almost $400 million in loans last year. These marketing principles without spending a dime. It helped our coaching increase 100% year over year. And remember, in a time frame when my avatar, ideal customer, my industry was complaining about a hard market and sales were down and mine are up. Number 1, let's start with frequency. It was about 8:50 a.m. yesterday, and I was talking with 2 longtime friends, 2 longtime Cheplak community members, our coaching community, Mark Hiller and Aaron Dressel. Mark's in Florida and Aaron's in Utah. 2 really, really good dudes. And we're just getting ready to start up the mastermind, and I think Mark looked over to me and says, "What have you posted already? 7 times today?" That was at about 8:50-ish a.m. I said, "Oh, I don't know. I probably posted a few. Let's take a look." Then I went on my personal Facebook, and I had already posted 6 times. 6 times yesterday morning before 9 a.m. Let me give you a pro tip right here. When someone has been in business for a long, long time, and you've followed them for a reasonable amount of time, and the people that they work with are pretty accomplished, that's being humble, and the results they get are pretty doggone good, that's being humble, you might pay attention. So number 1, and the neat thing with this marketing thing is it's really simple. The first one you got to get out of the way is your frequency. And frequency is interesting. It is a mindset issue. And then this is a myth when I say this. Some think it's I don't know if competency is the word. That's not the right way to describe it. But the first one is a mindset. Oh my gosh, I'm posting too many times. What will people think? That's really simple. Let me help you with the simplicity of it. What other people think has to do with one thing: your lack of a crystal clear mission. A man or a woman on a mission is unstoppable, and they are not concerned with the things outside of them. Now, let's go to number 2, where I talked about competency and isn't. I'm not sitting here saying that you're competent or incompetent, but let me go into the thought process that someone says, "I don't know what to post," or "I'm not a good storyteller," or "I'm not a good writer." You're not good at basically retelling the stories of what is taking place in your business, in your life, that is of interest of your ideal customer, of your audience, of your friends. It's not about competency. It's about making a choice. It's not about being good at copywriting. Yes, we help you write really, really good copy, but that's a process. Just here's another tip for you: is just write how you speak, and then you got to go back to the mindset. because some of you are afraid of the grammar trolls. Some of you are afraid of saying the wrong thing and someone's going to judge you. Just write as you speak. Be you. Everyone's taken. When you're all alone on your deathbed and you're reflecting back on life, the one thing you're going to regret the most is worrying about what other people think about you. And regrets are terrible. So, frequency. And the neat thing is the things that I talk about are things that I'm actually doing. Someone asked a question, well, let's check. Right now it is 5:24 a.m. This will be my second post of the day. I'm not teaching rocket science, but what's interesting is all my businesses go to the moon. So, it doesn't need to be something really complicated to grow something big. And I don't have to pay a bunch of money to get it. Why don't you do it? Now let me give you, so frequency is your thing. Email, I was thinking today on my drive down here to the gym, I might pop 2 emails out. And in an effort to make them both really, really educational too. You know, especially when I'm sitting in a mastermind for a couple days. Gosh, lots of good thoughts come to mind because I'm presenting and sharing and impacting folks that are in a room. That's the objective. Man, I can take those words, those teachings, and put them into a couple emails. Yeah, I'm gonna send maybe 2 emails today. Okay, cool. But let's come to the final piece that I want to give you. And this is the framework. And if you're a team leader and you're watching this, pay really, really close attention. Because here's what you need to do. You know, you probably do a weekly meeting or a monthly meeting with your team, and you're forgetting the single most important silo you must focus on. No, John, we talk about marketing. Well, you talk about marketing, but you talk about the wrong things. But typically you're looking at, okay, you know, what are our expenses? You know, how many sales did we have? You're inspecting follow-up boss. You're looking at all the different KPIs. You're looking at speed of response. You're looking at 2-minute conversations. You're looking at text, emails, the ratio of text to call to conversation, the conversation to a point. I mean, it goes on and on and on. You know, operations is going to give their input. And it's all important. You're going to look at your recruiting activities, all these things. And then you look at marketing. You know, the problem is what you do when you look at marketing is, I think most of you just look at how pretty it is and how much you're putting out there. I'm exaggerating. Let me help you with what to do. On a weekly basis, you and or your marketing director, and let me share a secret with you, team leaders. Not to minimize marketing directors, but you'll never really have a true marketing director. Team leaders are always the marketing director. I don't care how big you get. You can slap a title on it for someone. You're the marketing director. And here's what I mean. You're the voice of the organization. That's what your marketing is. Marketing is the voice of the organization. Marketing is not who can get people to buy or sell more things from us right now based on what I post. That's the biggest mistake people are making. It's huge. That's a whole other training. But let me break this down for you. This is the conversation that you need to have with your marketing team, with your recruiters, with your agents. You need to sit at a leadership level and discuss and analyze this. And not analysis to paralysis, and then you've got to carry it out to your recruiter when they're communicating with recruit prospects. You need to communicate it with your agents. So as they go out into the community and they are interacting with buyers and sellers, so they're not saying the wrong things to the right people and the right things to the wrong people. Here's that simple framework. First, we talked about frequency. Now we're going to talk about framework. Who's your audience? And we hear the word avatar. I say thrown around. It's not thrown around. It's very serious. I was talking to someone yesterday during the lunch break and talking about, okay, we've been focused on this type of recruit, but should we focus on that recruit? Well, there's really 2 avatars there, and it's okay to have 2 avatars, but you must have 2 messages, and the 2 messages won't confuse folks. You know, it's like you've got people that are working in some different neighborhoods. And can a different neighborhood create a different avatar? Sure. If you're working in two areas that are different, call out that neighborhood, if you would. Things that are important to them, things that are newsworthy to them, things that are informational to them. And it's something simple as, maybe a price range here is different than a price range there. Maybe days on market is different here and days on market there. Maybe you're really spread out and you got multiple marketplaces, and maybe community events over here are different than community events over there. But anyways, just some real simple examples. Talking from the recruiting standpoint, some people want to use the scholarship program to recruit agents. That's an avatar. While at the same time, get that agent that sold, 8 or less homes, and they have the confidence that if they can recruit that agent over, they can get up to 20 and 24. I think any great organization, operation should be able to get most agents that are hungry and want to grow their business from 8 to 24 agents. It's a really good avatar. So who is my avatar? Who is my ideal customer? Who am I focused on? Okay, that's number one. Number two, what are their problems, challenges, frustrations? What keeps them up at night? What keeps them up at night? Let's go over to the recruiting space. It's interesting. I always get asked this question from the different downline organizations, folks building downlines, rev share, profit share, whatever it may be. Well, tell me how to recruit someone to my downline. Well, let me ask you this. Doesn't each person you recruit to your downline still want to sell a house? Isn't that, wouldn't you find that 99% of people, maybe 99.9% of people that are in the real estate business that you might be trying to attract to your downline probably need to sell houses, probably need to make some money. They're probably coming off maybe a tougher year, has been for a lot of people. Not me, but that's another story. It's another story for me because I know how to market, okay? What keeps your audience up at night? What are their challenges, their frustrations? Great. Now let's go a level deeper. What are their false beliefs? What are their false beliefs? So they have the challenges and frustrations and the thing that keeps them up at night. And then the next level, people think, well, challenges and frustrations. Okay, I've got to prove that I can solve those. Well, not so fast, Hot Rod. Because with challenges and frustrations and things that keep people up at night, many, if not most, think they don't have a solution. There isn't a solution. Let me give you an example in the recruiting game. False belief. So many other people aren't making it, so it doesn't matter what all you offer and how great your leadership is. This is just a time where real estate agents aren't making it, and this is just a time where, I'll just settle in. I used to sell 25 homes a year, and I'm only going to be able to sell 12, but that'll change because of the market. That is a false belief. It's a false belief. You ever think about that? And your objection handlers ain't going to do that. That is the elementary school marketing and sales training that we continue to get. That's why I work with the elite. That's why I personally get elite results. I just do. I grow when others don't. Continue to grow. People do the things that we ask them to do and we share with them to do. They grow. The nice thing is I can just be really, really direct because you can't argue with a resume that's proven. We got the receipts. And so you're going into sales mode and trying to overcome someone's, not objection. We haven't even got there yet. You're talking about someone's belief. So we took a look at what are the things that, and this is marketing framework. See, marketing is sitting down, well, I heard all these things that really, really work and sound good, so I'm going to do them. That's that academic stuff. And am I saying that what I'm sharing to you is an academic? No, but I guess what I'm trying to tell you is there's just levels to this game, like really deep levels that our industry does not teach people. It's very, very surface and very unsophisticated. And that's why I think people struggle. That's why also, too, on this marketing topic, why your expenses are so high. Because you know what you're taught? You're taught to, well, get a credit card, throw money at the marketplace. You throw enough money at the marketplace, you're going to get enough business and a small percentage of close. But your margins, like, listen, go back and sell houses. Do you ever feel that way? I mean, I'd never worked for the margins of real estate. I did, and I got into and got results and got into coaching, but I digress. But you can move your margins. People look at the wrong things to move your margins. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. I'm going to get back into the framework here, okay? Let's think about this. It takes all these contacts and all these interactions and all of this time just to get someone to conversion, just to get someone to connect with you, just to get someone to respond to you, just to get someone to show up for the appointment that they set with you. And so you're working on all these different things to say and what to do and all that. What if your message was right? What if your message was right? What if you in your marketing, in your conversations, in your posting, in your emails, what if you woke up every single day and you continually answered the questions they have, challenges, frustrations, the thing that keep them up at night, without expecting anything? Because you all got tens of hundreds of thousands of leads and names and numbers and email addresses of people that, can you believe that have raised their hand and opted in and said they want to do something. Well, your job's easy. Good marketing answers their questions consistently and better and more often for free, online, emails, on the phone, text message, better and more than anyone else does. Okay. Challenge, frustration. Okay, there's a solution. Okay. Yeah, but here's what I believe. The unconscious brain takes over. Okay, good. Well, then that's that next step. What do you do in the next step? How do you overcome the false beliefs? You help them create a new story. Now, I'm not going to give it all away to you here. I give away so much right now. I mean, literally, you may, oh, this is a nice video. Yeah, well, if you sit here and think it's a nice video from someone that continues to kind of build big businesses that are profitable, always have been, and you minimize it, that's part of your problem. It's part of your problem. And I'm giving you an example of marketing right now. I am marketing to you right now. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. Don't need to. Because what I'm doing is building credibility, building authority. You see, these principles are universal. It's what we do every day. It's why I post all the time. But what's your ROI? I don't know. My ROI is I keep kicking ass. So I guess if I keep doing something, I keep kicking ass, and it's profitable, it's fine. You go play in your spreadsheet. And I'm not minimizing numbers. Listen, I'll run circles around anyone around the numbers. I know what the numbers are. The number is this. Okay, do an activity, put money in. Does my income go up? All right, works for me. Now, you want to know an ROI? Yeah, I just got 11 to 1 ROI on a little marketing campaign where I threw a little money at it. Yeah, I'm fine. I think I did a 15 to 1 on another one a couple of weeks earlier. Now that I'm doing a bunch of them now, 2026 is my year of investing, but I digress. So we've got challenges, frustrations, things that keep people up at night. Does your marketing convince them to pick you? With what language do I get? What call to action? Like in their face, annoying? Or does your marketing continually answer their questions? That builds your credibility, builds your authority, makes you magnetic, builds trust, lowers their guard, and they just ask you, what should I do next? And it is that easy. How do you build an 8-figure income coaching business without a salesperson on your staff? Or a marketing director? Or running ads? I'll let you sit in that one. Because I've followed this framework for years. Do you want the leads in your database to answer more frequently? Oh, you do? Good. Do you want the leads in your database to say yes more often when your agents call them? Oh, yes, you do. Do you want from appointment set to met? Do you want that to increase? Oh, yes, you do. Well, guess what takes care of that? Not some new tricky script. You guys, come on. All the scripts and dialogues are just recycled. They all are. See, but there's this lever underneath it that makes it different in our why can I work with the best in the world? And by the way, it's not just hype. Look at their documented rankings over the years. Because there's levels to the game and there's simple framework to follow. So, now I got these false beliefs. Great. You've got to help them create a new story. How do you do that one? I'm going to skip over. I'm not going to skip over it. I'm just going to leave you to your own devices on that one. But, got to honor the folks that get in the rooms with us. Great. Now you've got to take a look at, what are my vehicles? And then you get distracted with the new gadget. Well, and you can't even tell me last time you sent an email or what the subject line was or what the frequency of your emails are or what your open rates are. Are you kidding me? Email is still the number one ROI marketing tool on the planet. Email is an ATM machine. It's so much of an ATM machine that we decided to go out and build our own email platform, SureSend, that is inside our wonderful CRM, SureSend. Actually, we're onboarding our first group Monday. That's for another topic. So we've got our audience. We know what keeps them up at night. Challenges, frustrations, false beliefs. They've got a story. You've got to help them create a new story. And that's not through objection handling. Sorry, that's pee-wee football. How do you create a new story for them? And then you've got your vehicles. Listen, I'm watching. We have millions and millions of dollars in net income. Personal Facebook page, Instagram, email, a text, a phone call, and this little thing that I'm recording this video on, doing videos. And you just follow the steps and you keep the frequency up and you pay attention to the feedback, the engagement on a social media post, the lack of engagement on a social media post. Well, what does that do for you? It tells you what your audience wants and likes. Then you pay attention to your emails. What are people opening more often? Look at that subject line, okay? And then the ones that aren't getting opened, look at that subject line. Ooh, that topic, or maybe the way I wrote it. You've got to look into these things. The only thing that's going to happen, you are going to recruit more agents easier. You're not going to get stuck in negotiation games where you're basically giving away the farm because all you're doing is pitch, sell, pitch, sell. You haven't lowered their guard. You haven't demonstrated a high level of value and competency and capability to actually transform their life. See, everyone wants a transformation. That's what they're buying. An agent coming to you to join your company or downline, I want the best deal or the best payouts or all this crap. No, they're looking for a transformation. Interesting. How much time are you spending demonstrating how they can get the transformation in your marketing? How much time are you spending in that? Same with the consumer. I mean, what's going to happen? We watch it happen. Answer rates of those tens of thousands of people in your CRM, they're going to go up. Conversation to appointment set. We watched one organization that sells thousands of homes. They increased their emails by 400%. And we focused on what they were writing. Over 6 weeks. Answer rate, appointment set went up 40%. This isn't rocket science. So, those are the simple steps to marketing. Really simple. Here's what you need to do, though. I'm going to come back to the beginning. You need to sit down and review those things with your leadership team. Let's revisit our audience. Let's revisit their challenges, their frustrations, the things that keep them up at night. Let's write out and really analyze their false beliefs. And then let's look at how do we create a new story for them to believe, a real one. I'll give you a tip right there. Okay? And then you use your vehicles. And you use them consistently over a sustained period of time, and stop getting distracted. Stop getting distracted. I'll end on this point. Caution the innovator. Caution the innovator. The innovator is typically the avoider. They're always onto this new thing. And when someone shares with you the new thing, you got to learn to be direct. You're doing the new thing, that new thing works good. Show me the net income return on that. Show me the net income return on it. Show me what you're making, period. Careful, all these, everyone's got all this advice. And listen, if you're in business for a nonprofit, hey, listen, go listen to everyone. There's tons of people you can learn a lot of things from that will help you build a nonprofit real estate business. Okay? But if you're in the business for profit, I think you are, why don't you pay attention to the people that over a sustained period of time are able to and capable of anything that they're sharing with you to use it in their own business. That's the funny one. Hey, do this on your social media, do this on your that. And they're freaking broke. Their social media is crap. They're still trying to make their first $100,000. And I'll tell you, for my audience, that person's never even hit 7 figures in their life. And typically my audience wants to hit 7 figures. What are you doing talking to, learning from $100,000, $200,000 a year earner, and you want to make 7 figures? They can't even use the thing that they're an expert at in their own business to build the 7-figure business you want. That's a joke. A lot of them are coaches. Come earn 7 figures. Man, you ain't even earned 7 figures yourself. What are you talking about? Kind of comical. Sit down with your team and review these. Drill down. Challenges, frustration, what keeps them up at night? What are their false beliefs? What are the recruits' false beliefs? Oh, you can't sell more real estate. What's the consumer's false beliefs? Oh, it's not a good time to buy. Here's why, and all these reasons. Great. Well, you better have a freaking answer for it, not some stupid ass script. That's what jokers do, and make joker income. And if you want to, and here's the problem. See, society rewards average. And if you want to be there, that's fine. Cool. Listen, no disrespect, but I'm not about that. Just not. And then what I want you to do is I want that marketing director or marketing administrative person to make sure that the message, hey, this week, how did we answer all of the questions of our recruits through our marketing pieces and copy and creative we put out there? Ask your marketing director, what are the challenges and frustrations of the consumer this week? How did we answer the questions of the buyers and the sellers, the hundreds of thousands of people that we've probably spent up to millions of dollars to generate the lift and the haul, the tech and the staff and the driving agents and sales managers? Who cares if your message is wrong? How do we create stories, a new story that's real and true to change their beliefs? Not manipulate. That's what your marketing department needs to do. And you need to evaluate that messaging. I have an organization sold 2,200 homes last year. You know what they do? They write the emails together in a boardroom and analyze them before they send them out to their recruits. The simple stuff. Anyways, I love y'all so much that you freaking dug into my workout time. I got to get to the gym. I'll talk to you soon.